ASMR Skyrim. In this one, we have just escaped from Ember Shard Mine, a fairly easy dungeon crawl. And what typically is the first dungeon a lot of players will go into in Skyrim. My keyboard's really not having a good time. In today's episode, I think I'll be heading to Bleak Falls Barrow and completing that dungeon. But first, I have to adjust my FOV actually first. Oh shit. I don't know, something seems off with it. But first, I'll have to unload a lot of the gear I collected in Ember Shard Mine. And I think there's no better place to do that than the Riverwood Trader. I think in this series I'm going to start walking a little bit more as well. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be walking.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, customer.
Yeah, hi buddy.
You had to hear that.
I'm not really sorry about it.
Well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop.
Yeah, sure. Did something happen?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing.
Oh, really?
An ornament. Solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
I could help you get the claw back.
You could?
Gotta love these riveting dialogue options.
My last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back.
Like, there's no way to ask, like, how much it's gonna be.
Head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town.
Oh my god.
So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
Well, no,
What are you doing that for?
fine. But only to the edge of
No.
town.
I know there's two people in town. Okay, yeah, the lighting, how it interacted with like the polygons in her face made her look like.
Show those thieves not to steal from Luke and Valerius.
Yeah, thanks for your input, Lucan. I made her look supremely busted in the light for a second
I
there.
think I have a few old spell books laying about. If you want more, you'll have to go to the College of Winterhold.
Okay. Cool. Weapons, I need those. Nothing else I really need. Hide. I mean, the most I gotta do is, I'll grab that for safety's sake. The most I gotta do is improve my armor. Do I really want to buy a bear pelt? Yeah, I am, and the deer hide too, in case I don't have enough for leather. And the iron ore, I'm gonna buy it preemptively and kind of just hang on to it. Same with the silver ore. That can get sold. Sell the wooden ropes. Shit. I really should not have sold those. That's my bad. I wasn't thinking. Now they're like wicked expensive. I really should have thought that through. I don't need magic at the moment, but I'm going to need it. So I really should have thought that through, because there's gonna be one.
Take a look.
There's gonna be one spell in particular that I'm gonna be using a lot. Light armor forging, spell tome, sparks. Iron ingot, iron ore. The steel. I go ahead on the steel for the time being.
Alright.
My carry weight's still okay.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get
I'm
to Bleak Falls Barrow.
okay.
You can see it from
I'm
the
ignoring you.
the mountain just over the buildings.
Like, I've done this so many times at this point, it's just like I'm over it. I'm done here. You're like, had to clear my throat there for a second, so if you saw any weird goings on in the video, that's exactly what happened there. Prove these for a sec. So I don't have any more leather strips. So I'm just trying to think, like, where can I drop some of this? Because I mean, I'm not over encumbered, but I already have like a fair amount of junk. I'm just toting around. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to town and do that. But for the most part, I'm just gonna ignore Camilla. Because I want to make a beeline directly to Bleak Falls Barrow. I don't really want this episode going on for too long. Like, I'd rather just get Bleak Falls Barrow done in a single part.
I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. We found them all about a year after we opened the store.
Like, yeah, it's really cool to hear that once or twice, but I really wish there's like more Fallout centric option to like tell her to stay away, or like listen to your brother, and like, you know, you can use your skills or whatever, and like, you know, actually role play in the game, or try and haggle with Lucas about how much money he's gonna give you. Just little things I wish they did more in this game. Speaking of little things I wish they did more of in this game, this ambient sound, the crickets and birds, that shit only plays right here and nowhere else. I don't know why, but it's kind of just how it is, you know. See if there's any cool stuff growing over here for me to pick and chow down on. There we are. That's all gonna come in handy a little bit later. You know what? One thing I can do. No, the ingredients actually probably weigh less than the potions, so I'm gonna just hang on to them for right now. So I don't know if anybody else heard that, but there's some wolves around. There we are. They're not difficult at all to dispatch, you know, wolves. They're just, you know, big dogs. It's whatever. Even on master difficulty. And the reason I'm not interested in playing on legendary is it's tedious to do. You know, I've done it before. But at that point, like, all it is your damage goes way down and enemy's health goes way up. It's not really like challenging per se, it just becomes tedious to do. There's Riverwood nestled down there in the distance. So we're making our way to Bleak Falls Barrow, that ruin or dungeon that we saw in the second episode, walking down the mountain face from Helgen. Where, what's his name? I want to select that one. Where, what's his name? Headfar, I think, said that he was all he's afraid of. At the end of this part, I got a little secret I want to share with you guys about how to get some good money in the early game. Because there's a certain little hidden thing that you can go to right after Bleak Falls Barrow and get a good amount of cash. I'm pretty sure that's an enemy right there. Had to get really really close to the screen, I guess. Oh, got him. Look at that. Nice. Dead. Oh shit. There we are. Unlucky, not able to recover any of my arrows. But luckily, 14 of the little suckers right there. Now I remember there being a third bandit in that tower. So I'm gonna proceed with a little bit of caution on this one. I distinctly remember there being 3 bandits in this lookout tower for the barrow. It's a good amount of money. 13 geld. I mean, it's just sitting out there, right for the taking. Oh yeah, right there. Hey buddy. Go another one, I think. Oh, shit. I forgot to hook up my shield, but didn't make a difference. He couldn't take it, you know. I'm gonna hold off on getting any of these because I want to level my light armor specifically. So I'm gonna counterintuitively just avoid just the numerically better option when it comes to protection anyway. Heavy armor is, as the name suggests, very heavy. And I want to play as kind of a loot goblin, so the weight I save on the armor is definitely very valuable. Nice little view. Looks like the weather has worsened. You can just barely make out Riverwood down there, but not very well at all. I'm gonna hop down. Like I said, I could play as a loot goblin. Find some iron. I don't really know how I feel about field of view being added into Skyrim. Or depth of field, excuse me. Depth of field being added in, and a field of view slider never being added in. Actually, you know what? I lied. I know exactly how that makes me feel. I think it's incredibly stupid. It pisses me off. But without further ado, there it is. Bleak Falls Barrow. The first major dungeon of the game. And honestly, one of the areas in the game that a lot of effort was put into it, you know, to make it look cool and serve as a good introductory dungeon or introductory barrow to the player. I know there's a lot of bandits around here, but I'm just not seeing them right now. I don't know what happened to them. So hopefully, you know, they'll be around somewhere. Right there, actually. Yeah, he definitely saw me before. Oh shit. This is kind of bad. He's got a steel warhammer, which is a little bit dicey. Also, counterintuitively, to level up your armor skill, you have to get hit. So that's a little bit annoying to me anyway. Jesus, I'm misplaying this a little bit. Pick. Okay. So just him left, I think. I mean, I can farm iron arrows off this guy, have him miss me constantly, and then go pick him up. There's always a plan. But like I said, the only way to level your actual armor skill is to get hit. So, oddly enough, there are going to be times, especially against like low-level enemies, you'll legitimately want to stand there and take damage because you gotta level your armor skill somehow, you know. And the whole idea of playing as like a stealth archer is to, you know, not get hit. So you will notice sometimes that I will indeed just simply allow enemies to hit me so I can level that up. I think I need more stamina, more carry weight, you know. Speaking of, do I want that? Or do I want to up my light armor? Difficult. Light foot. I think I start moving down toward better criticals. I think that's a smart move. So right now they do 1.5 times damage, the sneak attack, and with that it'll be 3.5, I think. And in we go. Bleak Falls Temple. Now this pack of bandits is definitely a little bit lower powered, because one of their own got killed by, you know, fucking rats. So definitely not like the strongest bunch of people, I think. Actually, they lost 2 people to skeevers. Can I? That's what I gotta turn that off. I know there's a way to kill it. Like that stupid random dodge thing where they just slide, do the fucking electric slide right out of your way. It's just such a bullshit mechanic. I'll leave it on for now. But that's always going to be subject to change. That's always been something that's bothered me about the game. Just like, not that, but like, such stupid, like, decisions. Like, why, whoever programmed that into the game is just like, I don't know, like, they might have had something more grand and, you know, planned about it, but there's no way that anybody would be able to just predict that an arrow is being shot at them from behind and just go whoop off to one side. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's critically, as well as not fun. It's not fun to deal with. It just feels bullshit, you know. Alright, some randomized loot, my favorite. Now, one thing you always want to check are those burial urns. Very good stuff inside of them. I think pretty soon in the series, not like wicked soon, but like after I get to Whiterun, my next series of videos is going to be on finding all the stones of Baron Zaya, because the earlier you do that, the better. It's boring, which is honestly perfect for an ASMR video. It'll be a one long tutorial, and you know, people who want to find all the stones of Baron Zaya can just look at it on their own as well. I mean, they can just mute it if they don't like my dumbass whispering at them. So I think that's a great idea. I should probably narrate what the hell just happened. Alright, So in Skyrim, there are these puzzles. I did it again. I did like the air quote thing. They're not really puzzles. It's a match 3 game. So over here, you've got 3 stone turnstiles. You know, they move when you interact with them. You know, they spin. And up on the wall, you got You've got two matching symbols, or 2 symbols you gotta match with those over there. But look at this, the 3rd one's just on the fucking ground right over here. What a challenging puzzle. And as you can see, the bandit was too dumb to figure that out, and he got absolutely murked by these arrow dispensers, or like dart shooters, or whatever you call them. So snake, whale. Then you give the lever a good little tug. And there we go, the door opens. I find these puzzles to be fairly insulting to one's intelligence. You know, I mean, when he first got the game, I guess it was like cool, but now after so long, you gotta question the rationale behind such a simple little puzzle. I do want to take a minute to admire the actual lighting effects in this game. The small little details of these being lashed together, and you can see all the wood beams, the support beams, and the lashings to them. A lot of detail in the texture work and environmental design, which is something Bethesda's extremely good at. They also do a good job of using light to tell you where to go in most instances. Thief. Like I said, if people really want to see me read the books, I'm going to be hanging on to all unique copies of books. So at some point, people can just drop a request in the comments to see a book read, and then I'll take a time out and, you know, dedicate an episode or 2 to reading all these books that people want to see. And before anybody asks, I will not be doing voices for the Lusty Argonian Maid. I will just be reading that one normally, so don't get too excited. I know there's rats down here. They're called skeevers, but like, you know, they're fucking rats, man. 3-hit kill. Look at this bad boy. It reminds me a bit of my father's Chihuahua. That sounds pretty mean, but like they got the same kind of dopey look on them. Obviously my father's Chihuahua is not some mangy, diseased fucking piece of shit rat thing. It's a long-haired Chihuahua who is very healthy and extraordinarily fat. But they got that same kind of vacant look, you know? I don't know how else to put it. Oh great, my favorite character in the game. I don't know if anybody managed to miss this. I doubt it, I really do. But there's a chest behind these cobwebs. And it's a little bit of a tutorial, early tutorial, because you have to do the same thing over by Arvel the Swift there, who's stuck. The one you just heard call for help. He's stuck in these cobwebs, and it's a little early tutorial in that you can bust him down like that by swinging at him. Oh, like this right here. Okay, I think I'm gonna break out the good arrows for this. Yeah, this is definitely a bit of a problem. I really don't like spiders in real life. And seeing this thing is also a bit of nightmare fuel, you know? Especially when I first found out they were like massive spiders. Oh, Jesus. they aren't like this big. What does my oh no, I remember. I don't have a racial power. It's just the unarmed attacks and night vision. I don't really know how to turn on the night vision though. Maybe it's only for a minute, and that's once a day. Okay. That reminds me, what is my brightness? Display. Good. I like it a little bit low. At least I recoup some of my good arrows. Make sure to loot the egg sacks and the desiccated corpses. They tend to have good loot in them. The egg sacks obviously are just alchemical ingredients, but web sacks and desiccated corpses tend to have more alchemical ingredients and some amount of gold. As, you know, grim as it is to just do that, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I got only 1100 gold, man. I need to stack up. Hey, buddy. You okay?
You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up.
Cut you down, huh? I can arrange that.
You'll never get the call. It's coming loose.
You want to be cut down, huh? I'll cut you down where you stand. There we are. And there we are. The golden claw. And his journal. I'll read his journal. It doesn't really tell you anything you can't already look at, right? It's got the golden claw. How do I... There we go. And you got these 3 symbols on the palm. Pretty cool. I'll read his journal though. My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it, the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan Berelius had no idea that his favorite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Falls Barrow. Now I just need to get to the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. The legend says that there is a test that Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away. That's so stupid. I'll get back to that. The unworthy away, but that when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. Like I said, the little match 3 puzzles that Bethesda puts in, and like how you'll see how it's definitely not a test for the worthy. There's like the only thing it does is filter out people who can't fucking read. And to be honest with you, I'm ashamed to admit it, when I first played Skyrim, I did not realize the solution to that puzzle. And for an embarrassingly long time, when I played the game, I would simply guess the solution to these dragon doors. I just brute force them. Definitely a bit of an embarrassing secret, but you know, just between you guys and me. Nobody else has to know. I hate saying it, but you always want to loot those really grody looking corpses. They tend to have a good amount of gold on them. And here's a live one. Or I guess I could say an undead one. Now Draugr, what they are undead. Simply put, they are undead, but not just any undead. Their souls are being used to fuel or support the undead life of like a Lich King in specific regions. Like some of these barrows, they will have a dragon priest as a boss fight. And from what I understand, the dragon priest feasts upon like the souls of the Draugr to keep them alive. So you can think of these guys as like a big old battery bank for some lich. I could be completely wrong about that though, so don't quote me. Don't quote me on that. Oh, here's another test for the unworthy. A very big, obvious pressure plate in the floor. I wonder what it could do. Wow. The Nords were many things, but apparently subtle was not one of them. Oh, here we are. For more quickly, this is a slightly higher level Draugr as well. Yep. Restless Draugr. You can see he's got a cold spell. Draugr tend to utilize I guess it's cold spells or ice spells more often than any other. Actually, I think they use ice spells exclusively. Because thinking about it, I don't remember a single instance where they didn't use an ice spell. This is going to be a bit of a longer episode. I can feel it already. What's this? This one's alive. I'm going to try this out. Not good. It knows I'm here. There we are. Never worried. Oh yeah, there are, for some monster closets like this, there are invisible triggers. Or if you cross a certain threshold, it awakens them. And they all pop up regardless of whether or not you're detected for anything or not. Okay, so that's all of them dispatched. Time to loot around a bit. Now I've heard some theories or whatnot that these fairly insultingly easy puzzles are there to keep the Draugr in as opposed to people out. I guess. But if that's the case, why don't you just have a fucking lock on the outside and none on the inside? And just fucking lock them in there and hide the key. Oh. Thought I was clever on that one. Not clever enough. Oh, see these hanging jugs? You can shoot them and they pop down and blow up. And if there's any oil on the floor, I mean, when we get to that, I'll show you what I mean. But I like how they actually try to introduce you to the fire pods before you actually get an opportunity to like actually use them in anger. I think it's in this next room that you'll see. I'm gonna bank that level up, I think. Yeah, right here. So I wake this guy up. If I do that. And you see the stuff on the ground? There we are. Yeah, man. And it burns all the way around. That oil spill goes a long ways. Not long enough, apparently. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. This guy's gonna be a bit of a... Yep, okay. I've got no stamina potions. That's not great. So that's exactly why I want this level up banked. I don't remember there being more hammers in the game for ancient Nords. It looks comical though. Come to think of it, that's new. It's also just the axe head texture, or the axe head, adjusted in size, and then copy pasted all the way around. Interesting. So I guess that was added in at some point in Special Edition, and I never noticed. Cool. I'm not really the most observant person on Earth, to be honest with you. So I got 60-something arrows. It should be enough. This is going to be a long video. I'm going to apologize in advance about that. I say advance, we're already halfway through it. So I mean, it is what it is. You know what? No. I'm going to get to the I'll have to think about where I'm going to stop this video. Goodbye. So that's what I mean with about there being like, man, like, it's a lot more armor value too. You know what? I thought about it. I'm gonna cut the video here. And in the next episode, we're gonna complete the rest of Bleak Falls Barrow. Hope you all enjoyed so far. And have a nice night.